So this is my Infernity Magician variant. I chose this over the MM version because of the fact that this one is budget. So not super budget, but it's a lot cheaper than having to buy 3 Draco Slayers. This is why I'm personally going to play this. And it does have the added access of Nat Beast, which is one of the advantages of this deck over the MM version, although the MM version I feel like is a little bit more consistent, although I haven't played this one as much. So I do have another video on my MM Infernity deck. If you want to check that out, give that a look. I go into, it's like 20 minutes long. I go into a lot of detail for each card choice, for all my reasoning and stuff for everything. So give that a watch if you're interested. For this version, post BOSH, Magician is, I think, almost as good, and it's a lot cheaper. So I'll just jump straight into it. I'll point out anything different from the previous video as I go along. One of each of these one-offs that are terrible, obviously, you don't want to see these. 3 Armageddonite, Archfiend Access, Zephyros, really good because of Pendulum Mechanic. Glow Bulb, because of Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse is Earth, and it's searchable through Call. So, generally, if you open, like, any one of, like, Bulb and Call, or Call and Math, or Pulse and Foolish, or something like that, you're probably going to have a Nat Beast and protection for it, which is one of the advantages of this deck, because Nat Beast on its own is not really great, even against post-BOSH MM, full power post-BOSH MM, because they do have a lot of ways to make rank 4s, but if you have Nat Beast and Nat protection for it, you are in a very good position. So Gigabyte, help for the rank 4s, 1 Math, because it's a 1 of each clown. I'm not playing 2 Juggler compared to the MM version, because you don't rely on the clowns or the Perform Mage and Perform Pals as much in this deck as the other one. 1 of each, yeah. Pet just as the high scale target for Call. 2 Pulse. I really want to play 3, but this deck is super tight. Honestly, I was at like 43 cards before, and I was like debating on what to cut. As you've noticed, there's only 3 Infernity cards in this deck, so no Necromancer, because Necromancer is only good with Brilliant Fusion, and yeah, there's a lot of debate about that, but personally I'm of the opinion that Necromancer is probably worth cutting. So 2 Pulse and 3 Wisdom. Now, because Crobat gets Monkey Board, which is a 1 card scale, searching Wisdom with Crobat is only ever going to be done when you already have Insight in your hand. Wisdom, whatever. So in theory, I am thinking, I don't know, maybe you want to test this yourself, I'm thinking you could play 3 Pulse and 2 Magician instead, just because if you're interested in trying to focus a little bit more on 1-for-1 and Nat Beast, and Bulb and Math, etc, etc. So if you're trying to focus around Nat Beast a little more, maybe you could put Pulse to 3 and this to 2. This is the only thing I can see in this deck so far. Everything else seems absolutely mandatory. I cannot think of anything else I would want to cut further other than Wisdom Eye. So 3 Brilliant Fusion, of course, 1 Foolish, 1 Launcher, 2 Instant Fusion. Absolutely love this card. I'd play more if I could, but there just is not space. 1-for-1, 3 Call, 1 Rota, 2 Infernity Traps. Extra deck is literally the exact same, except I can't remember what I cut, but I made space for 2 Synchros. So you play Nodin, Sephronite, 1 Nat Beast, 1 Trish. Trish is really good going second if you've got Bulb access. It's really rare to happen, and I know this is one of the more expensive cards in the deck, so it's really rare, and if you're not willing to drop money on this, then I can totally understand that. Dweller, Castell, Pleiades, Infinity, Nova. This one is probably the most expensive card in the deck because BOSH is out next week and it's going to be hyped, etc, etc. I don't know why it's super hyped. Like, you only need 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be that hard to get, surely. So this is probably the biggest amount of money you're going to drop on this, and it's the only expensive card I would recommend that you definitely get. So if you don't want to spend money on Trish, I can understand. If you don't want to spend money on double Ptolemaeus, I understand, but you need to get this Infinity. Like, having 2 Solemn Judgments turn 1 is inconceivably powerful. So Nova goes with that, obviously. This is in a structure deck. It shouldn't be more than like $10. Direwolf, Evil Swarm, Nightmare. You play a lot of darks, and yeah, I explained this in my last video. Nightmare is really good. King of the Fairlamps, Diamond, and 2 Ptolemaeus. Again, this one is probably a little bit more on the pricey side, so I can understand if you only play 1. but you know, this deck just has so many ways to make multiple rank 4s. I would not shy away from this. It's really, really good. Yeah, side deck is exactly the same as the last video. Eccentric Archfiend obviously is very expensive, and you know, if you have them lying around, play them. Otherwise, these two spots can totally be something else. I can't think what. Maybe more back row hate for Rogue, but I just personally I cannot see like what else. Like, everything's here. Like, you've got everything you need. Like warnings, I put warning in because it's good going second. Yeah, this side deck's kind of like iffy, but that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys, as usual. That's pretty much everything I have to say. Again, I made the Magician version because I feel like it's more budget and it's more tailored to what, you know, how much money I'm willing to spend on the game. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think, tell me what you would change, etc, etc, and I'll see you next time.
Come, face me, give in to your pride.